The first roar did not come from hate, it came from heartbreak. And when Kion saw the dark shape standing on the edge of Pride Rock, crowned by lightning and shadow, he realized the truth that shattered his spirit. The enemy marching toward the Pride Lands was not a stranger, not a monster, but the lion he once called Brother Kovu. And tonight, one of them would lose everything, too. The wind howled across the savannah like it knew the story already. Clouds gathered, turning the sky gray. Animals ran for shelter. Birds circled in panic. Even the tallest trees bent under the storm, as if the land itself was afraid of what was coming. Kion stepped forward slowly. Behind him stood the lion guard, fully ready like lightning. Bunga trembling but brave. Besht steady as a mountain. Nono circling high above with sharp eyes. But Kion felt alone, too. Because the lion across the field was not just a rival king, he was family. Kovu, Kion called softly. You don't have to do this. Kovu's mane whipped in the wind, dark and wild. His eyes burned like cold fire. I already did, he answered. The Pride Lands chose you. They forgot me. Now they will remember. A flash of lightning lit the sky. And for 1 second, Kion saw the old Kovu, the young lion who laughed, who trained beside him, who dreamed of protecting the kingdom together. Then the shadow returned, colder than night. Why? Kion asked. We were brothers. Kovu's jaw tightened. Odds, because brothers don't leave each other behind. Those words cut deeper than claws. The truth Kion feared rose in his heart. Few years ago, when battles raged and enemies surrounded them, Kovu had been sent away for safety, for training, for time. But to Kovu, it felt like exile. It felt like betrayal. I never forgot you, Kion whispered. But you ruled without me, Kovu growled. You took the crown we both dreamed of. The lion guard shifted nervously. Fully stepped closer to Kion. Besht shook his head sadly. Bunga looked ready to cry. Ono watched every move, knowing the next moment could start a war. Kovu stepped forward. The ground trembled. Behind him marched lions from distant lands, warriors hardened by hunger and pain. Their eyes held loyalty to Kovu, but fear too, because even they felt his anger burning out of control. Or, I will take the Pride Lands tonight, Kovu said. Or I will burn them trying. Kion's heart pounded. He could fight. He could roar. He could try to win. But he didn't want to fight his brother Kovu. Listen, Kion pleaded. The crown is not worth this. The crown is everything. Kovu roared. The storm explodes. The lion guard leapt into action. Fully moved like lightning, Bunga rolled into enemies without fear. Besht pushed attackers back without hurting them. Ono shouted warnings from above. Dust filled the air. Roars echoed across the plains. Kion and Kovu circled each other. Two brothers. Two kings. One kingdom. Their eyes locked, full of memories and pain. Kovu attacked first. Kion dodged. Claws struck stone. Sparks flew, too. They moved again, faster, stronger, desperate. Every strike carried years of hurt. Every dodge carried regret. Why didn't you come for me? Kovu shouted. I thought you were safe. Kion yelled back. I was alone. Those words broke Kion's focus for 1 second. Kovu's paw struck his shoulder. Kion stumbled. The lion guard shouted in fear. But Kion rose again. Say, I never stopped caring about you, he said, breathing hard. Kovu hesitated. The shadow inside him screamed louder. It showed him a kingdom where he ruled alone. It showed him power without doubt. It showed him revenge that felt like victory. But deep inside, a memory fought back. Two cubs laughing under sunrise. Two brothers promising to protect each other. Kovu shook his head, trying to kill the memory. Too late, he growled. They charged again. The battle raged across Pride Rock. Dust, lightning, roars. Lions clashed. The Lion Guard held their ground. The Pride lands trembled. Then Kion stopped. Fully shouted, Kion looked at Kovu and said quietly, "If you want the crown, take it. But I won't fight you like an enemy." Kovu stared at him, confused. "Because you are my brother," Kion said, "and I still love you." The words hit harder than any claw. The shadow whispered, "Finish him." But another voice whispered louder, "Remember who you are." Kovu's paw trembled. Tears filled his eyes. A day. "I didn't want to hate you," he said. Kion stepped closer. "Then don't." Kovu fell to his knees. "I was scared," he whispered. "You were never replaced," he said. The storm broke. Sunlight fell across Pride Rock. The lions stopped fighting. The Pride lands breathed again. Two brothers stood together, crying, alive, forgiven. But the lesson would never fade, because the worst wars are not fought between strangers. They are fought between hearts that once loved each other. And that night, the Pride lands learned that true kings do not win by destroying their brothers, but by saving them from the darkness inside. The roar that should have ended the war only began a deeper one, because even after the battlefield fell silent, the wound between Kion and Kovu did not heal with one hug, and as the sun rose over Pride Rock, every animal knew the truth. Forgiveness is harder than victory. Trust is slower than war. And tonight, the real battle for the Pride lands was just beginning. The kingdom was quiet, but not peaceful. Lions whispered. Zebras watched from far away. Gazelles kept their distance. Even the birds flew in wide circles, unsure if danger had truly passed. Kovu walked through the tall grass alone, feeling every stare like a thorn in his heart. He had stopped the war, but he had started it too, and that weight followed him like a shadow that would not fade. Kion watched from Pride Rock, silent. 2. The Lion Guard stood with him, fully worried. Bunga trying to smile, Besht sad but hopeful, and Ono thinking deeply. None of them hated Kovu, but none of them forgot the fear of last night. He stopped, Bunga said. That counts, right? It does, Fuli replied softly. But healing takes time. Kion nodded. He knew love had saved his brother, but love alone could not erase broken trust. A king had to protect everyone, even from someone he loved. That truth hurt more than any battle. That evening, Kion found Kovu near the river. The water was calm, reflecting a sky full of stars. I don't expect forgiveness, Kovu said without turning. I only wanted to stop the war. Kion stepped beside him. You saved lives. That matters. Kovu shook his head. I nearly destroyed them first. Silence stretched between them. The river moved slowly, like time itself. What do I do now? Kovu asked. I don't belong with my old army. I don't belong here. I'm just lost. Kion looked at the stars. Then start small. Help the ones you hurt. Protect without asking for thanks. Prove with actions, not words. The next morning, Kovu began. He repaired broken watering holes. He hunted 4 weak animals, families without keeping a share. He guarded the borders at night, while others slept. He listened when animals spoke of their fear, even when their words hurt him. Days turned into weeks. Some animals still ran when they saw him. Some whispered that darkness never leaves. Kovu didn't argue. He kept working. One night, hyenas from distant lands attacked the valley. The Lion Guard rushed to defend, and Kovu joined them without being asked. He stood beside Besht, fought beside Fuli, protected Bunga, followed Ono's directions. He never chased glory. He only shielded others. When the battle ended, no one cheered for him. But no one feared him either. That was the first step. Later, a drought came. Food grew scarce. Tension rose. Lions argued. Herds panicked, or wounds opened again. Send Kovu away, some said. His anger cursed us. Kovu heard them. He didn't protest. He walked to Kion and bowed his head. If leaving keeps them safe, I will go. Kion felt his chest tighten. This was the moment that would define them both. A king had to listen to his people, but he also had to see truth. You will not leave, Kion said firmly. You will stay and help us survive. Kovu looked up, shocked. Even if they hate me, Kion nodded. Because a king doesn't abandon his family again. Together, they faced the drought. They found hidden springs. They shared food. They guided herds safely. Slowly, the Pride Lands endured. One evening, a small gazelle approached Kovu. Thank you, she whispered. Kovu froze. It was the first kindness he had heard in weeks. He looked at Kion across the field. Kion smiled quietly. Trust had begun. Seasons changed. Grass returned. Laughter came back. And one day, the animals gathered at Pride Rock, not for war, not for fear, but for peace. Kovu stood before them, nervous. I can't undo my mistakes, he said. But I will spend my life protecting you. Not as your ruler. Not as your hero. Just as someone who loves this land. No roar answered, only silence. Then one zebra stepped forward. Then a bird. Then a cub. Slowly, the crowd moved closer. Fear turned into acceptance. Kion stood beside his brother, proud and relieved. Because sometimes, victory is quiet. Sometimes, it is forgiveness. Sometimes, it is two brothers standing together after almost destroying each other. Bet. That night, under a sky full of calm stars, Kion and Kovu sat on Pride Rock. Do you still want the crown? Kion asked gently. Kovu smiled sadly. No, I just want to deserve this home. Kion looked over the peaceful Pride Lands. That's what true kings want. The wind blew softly. The past still hurt. The future was still uncertain. But hope had returned. Because brothers who turned into enemies had chosen to become family again. And the Pride Lands learned a lesson they would never forget. Strength can win battles, power can take thrones, but only love, patience, and forgiveness can save a kingdom forever.